The Mueller report is in, and apparently it did not find sufficient evidence of collusion. This should be a wake-up call for Democrats. I'm Nathan Seelove, and this is Factually Biased. So the Mueller report is in. It was submitted to Attorney General Barr, and it did not find sufficient evidence of collusion. It was inconclusive about the question of obstruction of justice, which he didn't exonerate Trump, but he kind of left it up to the Attorney General to decide, which, seeing as how the Attorney General was handpicked by Donald Trump, it's not too surprising that the Attorney General decided not to pursue the obstruction of justice charge. And one thing about this that I would say is that I don't think the Democrats should just brush every shady thing that Trump has ever done under the rug, that they shouldn't try to investigate his businesses or investigate his violation of the emoluments clause or his campaign finance violations. But at the same time, this should be a wake-up call for Democrats that we're not going to end the Trump presidency through impeachment or resignation. I'm making that prediction right now. I do not think that this presidency is going to end through impeachment or resignation. And the reason why I think that is partially because of the fact that I do not think that even if we did find sufficient evidence that Trump committed a crime, that Republicans in the Senate would vote to remove him. I don't think they have enough integrity to do that, even if we do find conclusive evidence that Trump committed crimes. I mean, I still think that on the first day that he was inaugurated in, there should have been something brought up on his violations of the violation of the emoluments clause, but nothing was ever brought up in Congress. So if we want to defeat Donald Trump, it needs to be at the ballot box. And if we want to defeat him at the ballot box, we need to focus on policy. Because your average American, your average working class American is not really concerned about whether or not Trump likes Vladimir Putin or not. They're concerned about their premiums. They're concerned about their taxes. They're concerned about their Social Security. And on all of those issues, most of the country is with the Democrats. A majority of people in the country were against the Trump tax cuts for the rich. Most Americans were against Trump's attempt to repeal the Affordable Care Act. So most Americans are with the Democrats on most of the policies. So Democrats need to focus on those policies. They need to run on those policies. So I would say that is probably why we did so well in the midterm election. It was because individual Democrats were not focusing on, oh, I'm running on the fact that we need to impeach Donald Trump, or, oh, I'm running on the fact that Donald Trump is a criminal and screw Donald Trump. No, they were running on, I am going to be the candidate who is going to protect your health care. Now, that doesn't mean that when people were coming to the ballot to vote, that they weren't voting with the president in mind, but they were voting with him in mind that his policies would be bad. That's why people were voting. So this really needs to be a wake-up call for Democrats to make 2020 an issue-focused election. And it should also be a wake-up call to Democratic voters that you're not going... It doesn't matter how much you hate Donald Trump, you're not going to get him out unless you vote him out. And that means that you need to volunteer for campaigns. You need to make sure that your friends are voting, make sure your family is voting. You need to vote. And that is how we defeat Donald Trump. I hope that Democrats who are seeing this report, see it as an opportunity to turn the attention away from investigations and on to how we can win based on policy. Well, that's today's video. Thank you all for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a like, a share, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Check out some of my other stuff, and I will see you in the next one.